once again for tuning in. It is Victoria Hansen here. I am joined once again by Amy Rickman, a very good friend of mine. We've done this extremely fun and informative series about interior design and staging versus styling. And now it's a new year, and we want to get information out there for all of you sellers looking to sell your home and how to best prepare your home for sale. So this is our final video wrapping up this series, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Amy Rickman one more time. So Amy, take it away.
Hi, well, thank you for having me back. As a seller, you are showing others how they will live in your house. It's not about how you live in your house. And so when we're talking about this as a seller, take that into mind. And there are so many things you could do. Take a lot of the guesswork out for a buyer coming into your home. We're going to go into some photos that I shared with Victoria. One of the first set of group of photos we're going to do is a neighbor that I had, and their house had been on the market for 6 weeks. So I kind of cold called them and knocked on their door, and I was just like, they said, we haven't had one offer. We've had open houses every weekend. And I said, there are some things you could do. If you want, I will help you. And I only had 4 days. Okay, this right here was their kitchen. And what I like to tell people to do in their kitchen is pretty much take everything off of your countertops. And so what I did is I staged around the stove area. Okay, I put a thing of lemons. I did bring in some of my furniture from my house just to stage it, the little desk area. And here's what we're doing. We're showing people how to live in the house or how to use certain areas of the home. And so this is what we did. Now the living room, I did a lot here. I moved their furniture around. I actually brought in 2 of my chairs from my home. We moved and brought in some little end tables. I purchased some things to stage their TV cabinet. And, you know, we just wanted to show the homeowner this was a big living room. You could do a lot with it, a lot of seating area. And the way they had it was just like an L shape. And I just thought it would make it more cozier to bring in some, you know, some chairs, move the furniture around. And so that's what we did there. They had it as a TV room. At first I wanted to stage it as an office, but we didn't have a lot of time. And so I thought, not a problem. It's a TV room. And so all I did was purchase the framed picture. I brought in my ottoman. We just kind of warmed it up, just so it was clean looking, and whoever walked in the house, they could, oh, this could be a sitting room, this could be a TV room, this could be an office, that could be suggested to them. And so when you're selling your house, you want to be very focused on what the purpose of the room is and how it can be used. That this is how I lived in my house. It was at Christmas time, so this was December of 2019. I knew I would be putting my house on the market April, the end of April of 2020. And so I just wanted to put this in here because I just want people, how I lived in my house was not how I sold my house. It's Christmas time. We're about ready to put like gingerbread houses together. I have my dish rack on the counter. I have all my spices. Like I would never show my house how I lived in it. So I just had Victoria put this in here so people could see how I live in it and how I staged it was 2 different things. This picture is my bedroom. Now in this particular house, it was a small master bedroom. I have a California king in here. I really didn't have an idea of what I was going to do, but when it got closer to the time, I had to figure it out. And so that's why I threw this in here. This is how I don't make my bed every day. I don't. And so I just want people to see I don't live perfect, but how I stage a house is totally different than how a person lives in it. And it's just presenting the house so a potential buyer can see themselves in it and they want to make an offer. Here is the other side of this master bedroom. It's not a big one. And so you couldn't have a lot of furniture. I knew I needed to mount my TV. I had this little white piece of furniture that I moved all over my house, and I thought it's just not going. And so I put this in here so you could see that I went through a couple stages before I figured out what would be the perfect way to show it. Okay, so this is how I ended up staging it. I bought this piece of furniture. I think it was from Kirkland's. I bought that little stool. Anyway, I had gone through like 3 different stages and nothing was working for me, but then I finally got it together and this was the end result. In this particular house, and I've noticed with a lot of the new construction, there's these long entryways. So when you have a long entryway like this, either put up some mirrors, either put up like a really pretty piece of art, put a little bench, a little coat rack, a little table, you know, where you drop off your keys and your mail. You're showing a potential buyer how to use this long entryway. Here's the other side of that room from when you're walking in from the long hallway and when people walk in, their first appearance. And you can see the sink area is cleaned off. I have my 2 bar stools. The kitchen area is clean. It's just a way that people can come in and see themselves. Now, that bench that I had in the entryway had wheels, and that would roll, and that was what I used as my coffee table. So because this room wasn't totally a big room, I used that. It was dual for like in the entryway and as my coffee table. Here in the kitchen, again, I take everything off the countertops, and I kind of stage around it. This particular day we were showing the house. I actually baked some cookies, so that's what's on the stove. But I take everything out, everything. I don't have anything in my kitchen sink. I don't have a dish rag. I don't have a dish sponge. I don't have, my sink is clean, dried out. I run the dishwasher. Get rid of your trash can. If you have a pet, don't leave a dog bowl. Don't leave a dog toy. Don't leave your trash can out. Don't leave your laundry bin. Now you saw the before picture with the Christmas tree. I had streamlined everything. I put up mirrors on that wall because it wasn't a big room, but because I had windows on the other side of the mirror, you can see it in the reflection. Those mirrors reflected off the windows and it made the room appear bigger than it was. And so these are little styling tips that people can do. I mounted the TV. This was an open floor plan. A lot of people don't know what to do with open floor plans. They put their couch against a wall. They don't know how to float furniture, put an area rug down, which kind of, structures the room. And so that's what I ended up doing in that room right there. And this is what I did for mine. I got this little basket, which I thought kind of tied the room together. I had a tray. I've had that ceramic jar. I don't know how long. I still have it. It's right here. It's gone like 3 homes with me, but I staged it in those little dryer balls. I thought they were interesting and looking. I threw them there. And it was clean. You didn't see my dirty laundry. You didn't see my laundry basket. It was clean and staged. This is what people want to see. I always say take half of the stuff out of your closet, especially in your master bedroom, because when people are looking, they're looking to see where they're going to put their shoes, where they're going to put their clothes. They're not looking at your stuff. They do not want to see it. I took half of our clothes out. I left whatever looked somewhat decent that we were wearing while at that time, and I staged it because people want to see what they're going to do with it. Will my clothes fit in here? Where will I put, my suits or my dresses? This was my master bathroom off of the master bedroom. We had 2 sinks. On the other side of it was the tub and the shower, and then there's a little, room for the toilet area. And so I put a rug down. I took everything off the countertops. Everything. Nobody wants to see your face cream. Nobody wants to see your toothbrush. Nobody wants to see it. They want to walk in and go, wow, this is where I'm going to be washing my face. So white towels. I had my hand soap. I put this little marble trivet down, and I just decorated it with a plant, I think a white elephant, and a candle. This was the hall bathroom off on the other side of the house. Same thing, took everything off. White towels. Here's what I ended up doing with my master bedroom. You saw the before picture. I got new lamps. I had a hard time, but I found these pictures because I wanted the eye to go up, because that window was, so tall. So I wanted the eye to go up. This was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. This was one of the rooms that I staged. And again, make your bed. Make your bed. Even in this room, the closet, we cleaned out just in case somebody opened up, the closet to see. But there's a way to stage it to where it looks nice. It's not just a room. Sometimes I see rooms, the beds are pushed up against in the corner. I would always suggest your bed is the focal point to a room. So when you come in a room, you should look at the bed, and that's your focal point. And because it's your focal point, you need to make your bed and you need to style it, because that is the focal point of the room. And then this one is in the master bathroom. And again, I'm just showing you, I put up a piece of art here and then some white towels. I took up, my little mat that I would step out onto. If somebody opened up the shower door, nothing was in there, because it's just not necessary for people to see what shampoo you use and your razor blade. They don't want to see that. They're looking at themselves in the house, and all that stuff just detracts a potential buyer. Now, some people might say, that's great. I didn't do any of that and I sold my house. Listen, houses sell. People buy for whatever reason that they buy. All I'm suggesting is to a seller, if you have a good agent, your house is priced right, and your house is styled, you will sell your house. But there are many people who have had their houses on the market for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I had a neighbor who had their house on the market for almost 3 months. And when I did approach them, they wished that I had come to them sooner. And, I'm just saying, it does help. And especially in a market where there might be less inventory and more competition, or there's a lot of inventory and there's competition, in either one of those markets, it does help the seller. And that's all I'm trying to present to, future sellers.
Awesome. Well, Amy, thank you so much. The visual aids really help see how you allow the space to shine in its utility. I think that's a huge takeaway that I've learned from you is, like you said, show others how they will live in the house, show them how they'll use the space. It's so important for sellers to be able to put those goggles on of a buyer, of someone that has never been in the home before, has maybe only seen it online in photos, and is really going to make their final judgment when they walk in the door and when they walk through the space. Like you said, no matter what type of market we're in, at the end of the day, a seller wants their home to sell for the top dollar. And in order for it to do that, whether there's competition or not, whether there's other houses on the market or not, you in your journey to sell your house is very specific, and it matters every single time, no matter what type of market we're in, that you put your best foot forward and you present the home in its best possible way.
Maybe you use something from your mom's house. Maybe you use something from your friend's house. Maybe you go and you buy something at Hobby Lobby for the pictures or the 3D virtual and you return it. But your house is streamlined, it's clean, it's staged to show the person how to live in it. And a lot of it is trial and error. I went through a lot of trial and error in making mistakes to figure it out. And it doesn't need to cost a lot of money. It really, really doesn't. And I always say less is more.
But if you follow these steps and you allow yourself to do the work, put in the time, the result is going to pay off.
Do those little things, they pay off in the long run.
Yeah, well, being in the industry and knowing, working with all different types of sellers and trying to sell all different types of properties, when a home is staged properly, when it can photograph well, when the 3D virtual tour is pleasing to walk through, and then when someone actually has boots on the ground and is walking through the home and can really sense that the home is going to be theirs and they're not experiencing someone else's home, that is really the key. And so having that experience in the industry, being a real estate agent, I can tell you absolutely without a shadow of a doubt that it matters, and the time and effort put in is going to pay off, and it will make a difference. I'm so grateful that we're able to go through this series, and we're wrapping it up with, I would say, the most important video that contains the most important advice and information, which is directly telling sellers how to properly stage your home for sale and get it sold for the highest bid. You definitely have a gift for it. That's why I was really excited to bring you on as a guest speaker for my YouTube channel and do this series with you, because I really wanted to get you out there and to tell, the world of this skill that you have and be able to put it into a platform like this where people could go and watch these videos and learn and hear from someone who has the skill and the experience as a home seller, why it made the difference and what they can do to follow the same guidelines. Well, thank you so much, Amy. I've had so much fun during this series. I'm sure we're going to get together again as the year continues. We'll come up with new information and new ways to help my audience and my clients. So I really appreciate all of this. It's been a lot of fun, really informative. I've learned a lot, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to use this as a platform to send to my clients and say, go watch these videos, learn why I say the things I say when I'm telling you to prepare your home for sale, because the proof is in the pudding and it's all here.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity that you've given me on your channel, and I've enjoyed doing this 3-part series with you. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you again. And to everyone tuning in, be sure to go back and watch all the videos I've done with Amy. She talks about designing, styling, staging, and how to get your house ready to sell. She's amazing. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And Amy, I will see you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.